This is a shorter video today because I had a pretty slow going after all the places I visited and all the restaurants I ate at. I kinda sorta maybe spent my month's allowance within the first week, so I withdrew a little bit extra cash and then just coasted by. Anyway, here's what I found outside my balcony one morning. Massive fucking dead bug. Alright, it's gonna be showing up on camera soon, okay? 3, 2, 1. Boom. Here's my fingy for reference. It's off camera now. Goodness. Now, this cafe was not on my list, but I was very pleasantly surprised at what I found. I personally am not the biggest fan of coffee, so I just ordered their New York cheesecake. While I am supremely biased in favor of a restaurant that is so committed to the goth aesthetic that even the food and drinks are dyed black, again, I must deduct points for the QR code menu. Go to Spiral Cafe, it's by Bentencho Eki. Following day, I learned more kanji. Osaka Honmachi, no, not Honmachi. Honda Iriguchi, something Iriguchi, Izumi-san, Kobe! Yeah, I want to go to Kobe. Not because of anything there, but because Japan Eat had a video from an aquarium where he ate a naked mole rat carved out of a sweet potato. I want to see if they still have that. I went to Shawarma House Halal Restaurant, which was on the list of places to go. I knew I would start missing some good pita bread, hummus, and falafel in due time, so I made sure to look up in advance before I head out. This is definitely a different kind of pita bread that I'm used to. The kind I usually see back home, it's a thicker, puffier, fluffier sheet of pita bread, while this one was much thinner, almost like a crepe texture. That is not at all a complaint, it was still very delicious. Yes, I licked the bowl clean. Shawarma House, done. Also on the list, and also not a restaurant, was Kawachi Art Supplies Store. Now, back home, I work at a Michael's craft store, mostly within the frame shop, so the fact that I found an art supply store that also does custom frame work was pretty tempting. Now, I did not buy any custom frames today. I know dang well how much those can cost, and frankly, my store sells them on the cheaper end. No, my visit that day was mostly to pick up supplies for friends as well as for myself. It was an active fight not to buy everything I saw. But I knew practically that there was no way I would be able to take any of this home or even use it on the regular once I made it home. I do like that they even had not just test pencils and test supplies and test sketchbooks, but also test calligraphy pens with a little evaporating pad. I hope you can forgive the fact that painting is very evidently not my best skill, and especially not calligraphy. Kawachi, done. Upon leaving the store, I was met with what looked and sounded like government-sponsored Imperial Japanese propaganda, but I hope it's not. I have no clue what he's saying. Domus or Domus was not on the list, but I saw that they had 66cm tall glasses for drinks, so of course I had to go visit. I did not order a 66cm tall drink. This was a light travel day, so I just ordered some fried camembert cheese with a side of peppers. That's not to say I never would have it, just not this time. Now, I've never had camembert cheese before, and upon trying it, I can't say I was the biggest fan. It was cooked beautifully, and the texture and the temperature were absolutely amazing. I just wasn't a big fan of the camembert taste. I thought that maybe ordering some spicy peppers on the side would help. It was actually bell peppers. This was a nice, light meal to have, but not one I would go out of my way to try again, admittedly. When I return, it's gonna be for those 66cm drinks, when I have money. Just look at that cross-section. Also, of course I had to go to the Pokemon Center. These two were more for my friends and family than they were for me. I only play Pokemon Go, but I still enjoyed the trip here. Hey gamers, I have a really cool trick that you should do whenever you're in Japan. You should just start wandering through alleyways and hope you know the way. I'm lost now. 助けてください. Honden! Hey gamers, I figured out a decent compromise to the temperature issue in the entryway of there being pretty much none. I had a suspicion that the culprit was this mailbox right here. So if you look closely, you'll see I stuffed the towel in there. And I went out and I ventured around a little bit more around Honmachi Station. Now, it's still pretty cold, but it's not as cold. I might need to buy a second towel, unfortunately. So I had this breakthrough on the morning of the first day of school, and it's a little bit serious. If you don't want to hear that, skip ahead 73 seconds. I have such a hard time ever imagining myself just a few years in the future. I never really expect to even make it to each year. Like, I don't know, everything's just kind of falling around me and I'm just having to figure out how to deal with it. Like, I make plans, of course, but like, maybe it's just a symptom of like every few years the entire American economy just pulls out from under my feet. And like, I can't really afford to live on my own in the States, but like, I'm sitting on my balcony and I'm watching this, just the clouds, and I'm watching videos at home in my room, and I'm drawing, and I feel safe. At least for now. I can imagine myself coming back here for a much longer term. It finally feels safe. Then I went to a cafe that was on the list, Terrace Cafe. This morning, I just ordered a regular hot chocolate and a slice of cinnamon toast. The peculiar shape of the whipped cream on top was pretty intriguing for me. Now, my poor money control this first week in Japan made 900 yen for breakfast feel a little steep, admittedly, but that's just my perspective in the moment. This was very much a delicious breakfast, and my on-the-spot idea of putting the cinnamon toast within the hot chocolate just made it that much tastier. Terrace Cafe, done. I had a little bit over an hour before class started, so I went to Halal Ramen and they were fully booked for the day. Maybe next time. To cap end the video, look at these silly statues I found. See you next time, bye bye.